Hello everybody, it's Architect Toka from Crystal Studios, and today I'm going to be doing a different style of video and a video style that I've always been wanting to do, which is a book review. This is not going to be going through all the pages, it's a lot. I want you to go down and support the book yourself if you really want to buy it, and I know I'm late to the party. I get it. I know I'm late to the party with the Art of Death Stranding, but it's okay. Nevertheless, I always wanted to do book reviews. I just never really had the chance, and I have a horrible camera, and I'm not gonna do that. I'm a man of quality, so yeah. I have the digital book of Art of Death Stranding and the print version of Art of Death Stranding. Both of them that I have. One came with the game, and the other one went off and bought it on my own. But I recommend buying the hard book and the hardcover, but getting this is fine. You get it with the game if you want. So yeah, I recommend this game a ton. Because this game is made of nothing but love. Nothing but love. But yeah, let's actually just get right into it with the first page. Let's scroll down to the context. Sam Bridges. Alright. See, the coolest thing about it, actually, let's restart. Let's go back up. The coolest thing about it, when you see the cover of this book, you see what you're getting into, you know. Look at this. It's a very, very low tone, a lot of grays going on. You see the dead whales. You kind of wonder why they're here. Why they're here. You don't know that yet. But you see this and it looks very odd. I don't know how to say the word ominous. I don't. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But yeah, it's a very weird. It sets the tone of the game. I love this font, this gold lettering font and the font of the Death Stranding. It looks beautiful. I love it. You could tell I love it a lot because I even did a fan art version of making a concept for Death Stranding, and it was really fun to do. Granted, it was a speed paint, but yeah. Uh, I digress. Let's actually get right into the actual page, which is this one, the Sam Bridges character, the character that you play as. He's a very good thing, and the first thing you notice is that look, look, look at these characters. Look at the way they're drawn. Use a lot of hard blacks. You know, you wouldn't necessarily give this to a concept, a modeler, to kind of show him because it has a lot of blacks. It doesn't really convey a lot of visual cues to pick up on. But it looks very nice. And it looks good. Very Kojima style. You know, if you looked at the art of in the Metal Gear games, they always use this little brush strokes of black. It's always dope. I love them so much. And I really do love the rough look. I even do this sometimes in my own character drawings. When I do my character concept, I have this really rough outline, just like this. Because I just like the way it feels. I like the way it starts. I think using these really bold colors really proves how much how brave you are. Because a lot of artists, when they first get into it, they really are afraid to put down these big blocks of color, these big blocks of just blacks and grays and really smuggy, dirty lines because they want everything to look clean. And they're not rushing themselves, but they are kind of capping themselves off when they do that. It's really dope. I really do like how they even have like the spread, the early concept of for Sam's Fisher suit at this stage, and the concept of, yeah, it's just really dope. And we get on to the actual like stuff that we see in the game, which is more visual cues type stuff. Like you see this, you see the front and back pose. I really do love the front back pose. Is always nice as a concept artist, and as a semi concept artist that I am, I do like doing these. Every concept art should do these. Always recommend go the little zoom in route showing what these things are. Everything that you put on this character, it has to mean something. It has to go towards something. It has to say something. You don't just put stuff there because it looks cool. Sometimes you do, but if it looks cool, it also has to have a purpose. And I always like doing that with my drawings. And I think the last one I did was my Japanese temple. If you haven't checked out that video, I do recommend looking at that video because it's a very, very good video of how good stuff turns out when you have it planned. And if you can see my later videos, you can see me not having as much of a plan. The longer the videos, the longer I probably didn't plan it out. And I always work for that. I'm working on that myself. Patience. Patience is the key to make good art. Not how fast you move your hand, how fast you move your mind. So that's what I always say that. But yeah, I like how they got these zoomed in portions of showing like this is nothing right here. Like this is just a little speck, but he even has it there. Like what it means, what these means. You don't necessarily see it, but you know the purpose of this. Looking at the more stylized view, you see the character, you see how they're very drawn again with these very, very nice blacks. I love it. I love it so much. The way they do use the blacks and have like this, it's almost this fun aspect of not caring. The art of not caring is a art that is very hard to master. Very, very hard. Um, I'm mastering it myself, just not caring and just going with what I want and, you know, putting it there. You know, but having that art of not caring after you planned out what you want is a very useful tool, and I recommend that to everybody. I'm going to the side because I don't want to flip through the whole book. I don't want to show you every beautiful nook and cranny that it has, but I will show you pieces of it. Let's go to the next piece. This one, the equipment. It's so dope. Look at it. Like all the concept, it shows you everything that it's meant for. You have the boots, like concept artists, future concept artists that want to be concept artists, just like me, learn from books like these. I do always recommend you go and buy books that are like this because it shows you that professionality. As Ethan Becker says, you know, you can't be a professional artist if you never seen what professional work is like. And I always repeat that to myself as well. You know, sometimes I always do stuff on my own and don't do studies because, you know, I don't like copying other people, but you gotta copy to get better. So always remember that one. And as you can see, they show the boots. They even have like a little dialogue of what they want the boots from. Like it's the idea was to create a multi-purpose boots for trekking as well as combat, and you can see it. You look at these and they look nice. You feel like you actually buy these. I would. I would most definitely. The gloves as well look very nice stylized. They're not too crazy detailed, but they have enough information to convey to a modeler of what the use is for. You see this, he even has a little side by comparison of what it's supposed to do. It has the front, the back, even has like as little as what he drinks, you know. And you can see they take a lot of this stuff from real worlds thing. You know, this is like a normal canteen just built into this world. The crazy thing about Kojima is that he made this world of himself, you know. That's why I love that dude. I look up to that man so much because he makes these crazy worlds and he comes up with it. He's an actual mastermind. Like, I want to be that good just to tell, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that. I remember people got mad at him because he said that he created this whole thing, and everyone was like, well, you had artists, you had a whole team, and you mean that, why are you taking all credit? Well, he wasn't doing that on purpose. He wasn't trying to take all credit, but he was trying to say that he was helping them out in every step of the way. He consulted with the artist, he consulted with the director, the story, he consulted with everybody because it was his vision to make this story. And it's a beautiful, beautiful game, super underrated, 100%. Even let's just go on to the next page where it is, again, more early concept. You see these nice hues, these nice colors here. Always nice, and it really does convey some good things. Even from like showing this, like I'm not this type of concept artist where I do props or just like equipment, but I do respect them a lot. Let's go into something that I do, which is the environments. I do love the environments in this game a lot. This game looks very beautiful. Even if you look at this, you see this like very, very red palette that they got here. It's a very, very crazy good color they got with the warm light here. So when you instantly look at it, you look at this way. You look here because A, you see a person, and B, the lights kind of guide you this way. You don't really see this part, but you probably look at here next. Your eye guides you to this point of view here, and it has like a little message behind it. I always like having messages in my artworks, and I do love when I see stuff like this. You know, when I see characters, when I see environments so beautifully woven into our reality, kind of like with the America and the whole thing that it has about like the story of connection. It's a very good story that a lot of more artists need to tell. That's why Hideo Kojima is really good, because he's not afraid to do new things. A lot of people are so invested in the shooters, the other games, the battle royales, the Fortnites, the Apex Legends, which, to be granted, I love those games as well. It's just I do like it when you see that nice thing that is new. I love always seeing new. It's really dope. But let's go to another environment piece. Look at this one. Look at this. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece of here. And as you can see, I don't know because I can't really zoom in as much. Let's actually try to get some zoom in action. Boom. Oh, that's scary. Sorry. Oh, there you go. Yeah, as you can see, this is some photo textures here. Photo textures. Looks really nice. Even here, so some photo textures. And it's not bad to have photo textures. A lot of people think photo bashing is just bad. And you're not a real artist if you're photo bashing. I photo bash a lot. And it's not a key. Photo bashing drawing makes photo bashing better, not the other way around. Photo bashing does not do anything except as it is a tool to speed up the process. It's just a tool. Drawing fundamentals are always key, and they should always be your number one, because drawing, the better you are at drawing, the better you are at photo bashing, not the other way around. So yeah, always remember that. And this is a beautiful piece with just having like this really smoky area, and you even see like a little silhouette of a person right there. It's really crazy. I really do like it. From using little textures here, having the little horizon. So like it's more of those drawings that when you look at it for the first time, it's like, oh, that's dope. It's really good. You see this, it's crazy fast, and it's like, oh, well, cool. The more you look at it, the more the cracks start to seep through, and so that's always a thing with photo bashing. I even have that same effect. This one is very different though. This one is beautiful. You have your foreground, your foregrounds here, your midground, showing you these, and you even see these little bowls here, these little, I don't even know what they are. I'm not finished with the game yet. And then you see the background. The background is so cool about it because it shows that area of scale, like how tall this character is. You just cities in the background, and again you see more photo bashing techniques being used, which is so dope when you can kind of intertwine them so beautifully together that you just can make something dope. Even with this one, dude, like just look. This is one of them things, like just have like a little foreground and a background. The background is very like just blurred. Probably had a little blur filter on it. That's cool for me, because this is a beautiful creature here. You don't know what this is. You look at it, you don't know, but you know that this is like Jesus. Like this is crazy. You look at that and know that it's crazy. This as well. This is actually very confusing. No. This one looks dope. I don't too much like this one. Yeah. Not to like knock any of the arts I worked on, and the arts in here is phenomenal. I just can't really get it that much. Probably because I haven't beat the game and I'm not at that level yet. Oh wow, look at this. More photo bashing techniques where really beautifully done, to be honest. I like them. I like some of these things. When you can, I think the hardest part about doing photo bashing and what people don't get is we as artists gotta make something that doesn't exist, and also with real world photos to speed up the process. So they think photo bashing is a really, 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 really easy thing to do when it's really not. If you try to photo bash and you don't know how to draw, then you're gonna make your piece look flat and ugly and bam. Like some of my pieces look flat and ugly, and even to this day, some of my pieces still look ugly. Not as much flat, but some of them do still look ugly. And I noticed that, and I'm always trying to become better and fix it. It's just the life of an artist. But it is very weird to see that stuff, and it's very funny to just look at it. So yeah, I really do mess with how it goes. I do recommend getting a full book though. Just look at this one. This one's one of the pieces here that is heavily photo bash. Heavily. See, this is when we get into when you photo bash too much. I think this is the first instance where I've seen the photo bashing too much there. You know, you look at it from afar, you look at it at here, it looks very dope. But then you look close up and the cracks start to seep through so crazily. When you see the resolution, there's not even a shadow here. You know, the shadow and stuff like that. And like, it's not horribly done. Anyone that worked on this game, beautiful. I love them, but at the same time, it's like godly, you know. Godly. As you can see, here is a near final concept for way stations, early concept for way stations. Yeah, I know what the way station looks like, but geez, you can really see when the cracks start to seep through when you look at it. It's even here, like you can clearly tell this is a photo texture of a rock and not very well integrated and very well blended. together. That's when photobashing controls too much, and then you shouldn't want to photo bash too much your picture. You also want to keep that same artistry and style, because when you put too much photos, it takes away style, and when you take away style, then there's really no point of it at the end of the day. And I learned that as well recently, that you have to have that style that you want to put, whether it's like really cool brush strokes. I always do this thing where I do my grayscale work, put all the things I want, the foreground, background, nearground, whatever. Then I do the photo bashing afterwards, after I did like lighting and blending. And when I go to the photo texturing, I also color over the photo textures to give it that more painterly like feel. And you always want to do that, just because if you have something that looks too photo-y, you can see it, and it really hurts to look at. By far, they probably was rushed. I can 100% tell you that this was probably a rush piece, and they were just trying to get it out, because it is concept art at the end of the day. Even with this one, like, this is a clear, real thing, but it looks dope. Like, this is one of the things that actually do look clean. I like this one a lot. You know, they color over this piece. You do want to have these parts that you do color over, but you're going to color over this piece. You shouldn't want to color over all of it, just to not make the realism cut through a lot. Even with this one, it looks like an actual grass brush. It's weird, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, it's crazy. I haven't really went through this book a lot. At least I know there's more pages on the actual book, and I do recommend you go and get my book. I wish I had a camera that I could just show it, and I do have one, which is like my phone, but I'm not about to like put my phone on the stand. That's just too much work. I do like these though. This is like a normal photo, and they integrated this with something, with the stuff that they put there, the assets, whether it's assets, whether it's they did it themselves. It's dope. This is something I like. It's probably my favorite piece so far, just because it has the foreground, the black, the midground, and the background, and they all beautifully blend together. And I like that so much about this piece. Now let's get into weapons. The thing about the weapons in this game is that they're very based on real life weapons, real life guns that we have in already. But they have that style to them, that even though they look like real life weapons, you can clearly tell that it's still like a video game, or it's still like not our weapons. Look at this. This can be made in real life, but it's not, and it looks so dope. These guns here, their sights being very bulky, more like a square shape. All of them could keep that same square shape, even with like the whole thing is made out of squares. Looks dope. I love it so much. The way they use simple shapes to make something look nice. Same with that. Here, it's all just a very angular shape to all these characters and all these drawings. That you gotta respect it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it, man. You got to love these drawings. Oh man, the vehicles as well. The vehicles is another thing that I really did like about this game. I love that motorcycle. I loved it so much. I like the idea of it. I like just how it goes. Everything about the motorcycle just looks dope. Everything about it. From the sketches to the characters, making them look. This is very, you can tell this is very Metal Gear inspired when it comes to how they sketched out the piece. This is not even a hand. Look what they just did. They just put some stuff there, which is really good. That's what more people need to do. Again, the art of not caring. The art of not caring really, really helps you in the long run. The more you don't care, you should care about your piece and care about your drawings, but don't care about them as well. And what I mean by that is, don't put too much thought on every brushstroke that you do. Don't put too much thought when you're making something. Just go crazy. Make something that you really want. Then it's Dead Space. It's the best way I can put it. And you understand Dead Space in the art of Death Stranding? What do you mean? Yes. Dead Space as a do it by layers. I've seen an interview by Scofield, the dude that made Dead Space, and he was telling me how his team worked everything by layers. When they was making the drag tentacle, they did the animation of the drag tentacle grabbing Isaac's ankle. Then the next time they animated him getting slammed to the floor. The next time they animated him getting drugged, and so far and so forth. They worked in layers. They just didn't do the whole animation first. And you might be saying, well, that's a no-brainer, but they didn't know that. They tried to do everything at once, like have these people work on this, these people work on that people work on that, and it was ugly. But they took their time. with having patience and planning, and they worked in layers. So take that fundamental lesson and do it with your art. Learn it in layers. Do your concept, do your black and white grayscales. Do that first. Then with that layer, come back to it, whether it's the next day or a couple minutes. Do the next part. Put your rough sketch, your rough colors. Do that. Don't care about making a beautiful masterpiece just now, because you're not trying to. What you're trying to is make an idea that works, that can convey to a modeler or anyone that works. And that's what they did here. This is something that they did very rough. Probably didn't take them that long to do, but the idea is still there. You can still see the character. You can still see him. And it's very well done. Even in these more colored pieces here, you can still see that they worked in layers. They colored. I love the art. I love that they're just not, the way that they do care, but they're just not caring when it comes to the fluidity of their drawings. They're just going at it. You can tell they're having fun. They're not stressing themselves. They're not pressuring themselves in any case. And I really do love that about this art form and the artwork of this thing. So I really do love that a lot. Look at this. Again, beautiful. Horizon Zero Dawn did this thing where every single concept of their character, you can tell their personality by just looking at them, by just looking at their stance, their pose. And this one, you can as well, by the art, by what they're drawing. They kind of convey that bad guy feel. You can see, you don't know that this is the main antagonist, but you can tell that he looks like a main antagonist. He feels like a main antagonist. The way he's made with these really crazy darks over here in the middle and there, and even look at it in here with the big hood. It's like that mysterious being. You don't know who that is, but you want to, and you know he's not a good guy when you meet him. He's a mysterious guy. That's what makes him dangerous. So keep that in mind. Yeah, this is a really quick book review, by the way. So yeah, that's really what I wanted to say regarding the art of this game. I wish I had a lot more to say, but I really don't. I think I got everything I wanted out of it. I don't have the full book. It's only 35 pages, so I wish I could go through more pages and tell you, but since I'm only confined to the digital one for now, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. But this was non-scripted at all, but it was fun to do. And I always like doing my stuff not scripted because it feels more natural and it feels more honest. Besides when I'm like waiting like a whole minute to say something, or I forget about something, or I have to use the bathroom, something like that. But yeah, thank y'all for joining. Keep on drawing, be a happy artist, and remember, the art of not caring and patience will make you something godlike. Alright, now our Toka's out.